Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Urban Paranormal, where you might be crazy to them
but your family to us.
already. We have a good show for you tonight, man. A good talking point, actually. The show we're going to do is on spiritual, as in spirits, paranormal type of things like ghosts. And today here we have myself, JH. I'm your host, and my co-host is
Trent A. Johnson.
And behind me, right
We
here,
got Donald the Weatherman Fairweather.
and to my right,
We got Larry Chenier.
and to my left.
You got Brandy, Daily Dose of Brandy, IG, hit me up.
There you go.
Already.
That's what I'm talking about. Put your plug in. So, in this episode, I just want to start off with we're very weird because see, in the neighborhoods when you talk about ghosts and stuff like that, people think you're stupid. They always go, "Man, that ain't true," or "Man, that dude's on some things," you know. Well, today we have someone in the house who have a great story. It moved Trent, you know, and
Yeah, he told me that story years ago, bro, and it's just stuck with me. I never forgot it. That shit is spooky.
There's what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know, so I want you guys to pay attention to what he's saying because it's probably like one of your stories.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you fellas having me on.
Already.
Before we get into this scary mess of the story. So, I mean, I guess I'll start from the very beginning. It happened, I don't know, remember when Hurricane Ike, it was a couple of years before Ike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing security, working for the Holocaust Museum. Any of y'all ever been there?
No.
I've
All
never
right.
been there.
Hi, well, yeah. I mean, y'all can decide if y'all want to go after this story. So when I was doing security, you know, when I first started working there, you know, the people was telling me like, you know, this place got some, you know, you believe in ghosts. I say, yeah, no. They say, well, this place got some spooks to it, you know. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
whatever, you know, I don't believe in
You
that
didn't
stuff.
believe it at first.
Oh, no, man. They
Most
told me,
people don't.
because they told me, they was like, yeah, books gonna fall off the shelf. I was like, well, that's kind of Hollywood production type stuff.
Right.
So yeah, then they told me it's a little girl who wanders around like the building, but she's really like in the back corner where it's a whole bunch of artifacts like letters, photos, people who survived, and you know these are letters from like their loved
But you
ones.
can't have no regular little kid in there, right?
No, you can bring your kids in there. Yeah.
night?
No. This is overnight. So I was like
Okay.
the overnight security
Okay.
guard. So they told
I
me.
hate to interrupt you, but make sure I know you're talking to him, but
okay.
focus on your
my,
mic.
my bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically they told me like, yeah, at nighttime, if you're doing your rounds in the building, you might come across a little girl. She's gonna be in this room staring like at a photo or something, like just in the room. And I'm okay, whatever. I don't believe. And they was like, you know, okay, this dude's an unbeliever. We'll see. Everybody else has come and failed that test. So basically, one night. It was like, man, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. I go to make my rounds or whatever. And, you know, it's like down the corridor at the far end of the building, it's some double doors. And I go down there and I open the doors and it's like a little hazy kind of shadow, probably like, 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall.
Sound like Hollywood.
Yeah. It sounds like Hollywood production. I mean, I know I'm probably dating myself, but if you remember Ghostbusters, you remember the ghosts in the library?
Yeah.
So it was kind of hazy like that. Yeah, it was kind of hazy looking. And it's like, so I'm kind of like just holding the doors and the head starts to turn towards me. Yeah. And I mean, I watched enough ghost stories. I don't know how much y'all watch that stuff, but you know, they always say you're not supposed to make eye contact with them if you see them. Like,
Wow, I never heard that.
yeah,
Me
you never
either.
heard that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely
Yeah,
heard
they
that,
said you're
yeah.
not supposed to make eye contact if you see something like that.
Why
You're not
is that?
supposed to. I don't remember.
Because I know why.
Okay,
go
go.
ahead and answer that. The reason why you don't make contact with these particular ghosts is because if you can see them, right, then they can see you.
Okay, remember what I said about the mic.
Right, I'm talking on this. So they can see you. So they will be asking you for help. They will follow you home. They know you can see them. They will talk to you. They want help.
Okay, note
Just-
taken. No,
Right.
don't. No eye contact, y'all. No eye contact.
Exactly. Well,
So I mean,
The average person would be scared of a ghost. I mean, I would have to make eye contact and turn around and run.
That's true, but that don't mean they have to make eye contact with you though. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, you don't want to, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to. It was frightening enough, bro. Like, you don't want to, bro. You don't want to.
Yeah, but
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay.
so how long was it before you had you been working there before you had that experience?
About 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, about 3 months. And like
So
I
you
said, the
thought you was getting
building.
hazed.
I mean, yeah, like if you go through there enough, it's enough real stuff from that time, like letters, pictures, articles of clothing, like,
Right.
and they have an auditorium where they just play Hitler speeches all day on a loop.
Ooh, holy moly, that's
deep.
spooky right
Like,
there.
I have to cut it off when the building closed. I have to cut it off, but so you listen to it all day long.
Wow.
And people would go in there and sit there and watch, and I'm just like, that just sounds crazy. Like, it sound, I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds like it's some crazy stuff. So, but yeah. So I always wondered, like, yeah, this place could have, you know, some weird activity like that, some ghostly type activity, just because there's so much real stuff in there.
Right.
So, yeah, okay. So basically, when I saw that little girl, in like not even 5 seconds, bro, I let the doors close. I let them door handles go.
Yeah.
And ran back to my desk and sat there for the rest of the night. I didn't move. I didn't do no more rounds.
Wow, you must have really needed that job because I would have ran out of the
Bro,
building too.
and I mean, and what's funny about
Absolutely.
it is because the other people who was telling me about it, the other security guards, they say many people have like quit the next day.
Wow.
Quit the next day. And I mean, it's like a desk probably about the longest. Listen to the table, basically. I'm sitting there and I'm kind of shaking, like, man, what did I just see? That was a little girl right there. And I know I'm the only one here. I done made the rounds like 5 times already.
You're trying to rationalize the shit.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to rationalize it. Yeah.
It makes sense.
So yeah, I'm sitting there, and so I'm just watching the cameras. Basically, I don't see nothing in that room. It's dark. I left the light on in that room because you can flip it from the other side. You go around and flip it from the other side. I didn't see nothing else, so I didn't go back in there. But at the outside, there's an actual rail car that they carry the people in to the concentration camps. And it's not even cleaned up. It's like you can see scratches on the wall.
Oh wow.
Blood, dirt. It has a
Dang.
smell to it.
Shit.
So I'm watching that camera, and it's a camera pointing into it, and it's a camera inside showing like a corner of it. And you can see, I saw a shadow, basically an outline of a person.
Wow.
And it goes in there, and then you see it coming to the other camera that's inside. And like within 3 seconds, it was like a glitch in the camera. It just blanked out.
Holy
Was this all in one night?
All in one night.
Oh, and you didn't quit.
When my replacement showed up at 8 in the morning, I said, "Bro, I quit." And he just
Wow.
all he can do is laugh. He said, "What happened?" I say, "That little girl."
Wow.
And he said, "Did you look at her?" I said, "I looked at her, but I didn't give her a chance to look at me." And he said, "Yeah, I mean," he's like, "You're about the 4th person." He's like, "That's why that shift is open." 'Cause
All the
when-
time.
All the time.
Wow.
All the time, bro.
When they first explained the little girl to you, did they say she was like a mean spirit or anything like that?
No, they said basically you will see her. She's always staring at a photo on the wall, and it's basically a family portrait: her mother, and her father. And
Wow.
under it is a letter that the father wrote. He didn't get to make the trip. The mom and the daughter. He had basically got caught up in a concentration camp, and it was basically his last words to his family.
Oh wow.
And they
she's
carried it on a boat across the water to over here.
Wow. Like she almost stuck in a loop or something.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
that's her only thing she can hold on to is the
Wow,
memory of her
that's
family.
incredible.
And she just, and it was like she was in, her clothes wasn't like tattered, like, you know, seeing the movies. It was like she had like a little schoolgirl outfit on.
Oh wow.
The high socks and a little like sweater, but it was like no color. It was all like gray and hazy.
Oh wow.
But enough that you could make out what it
Enough
was.
to say that was a little girl. Yes, of course. And
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I'm not staying here no longer.
I mean, details, because you say dress. You could see that she had on her little knee-high
yeah,
socks.
like it's enough to, yeah, you can make it out, but it was still hazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell. It's
Nah, I
not
get
like,
it.
you know, no feet and she's like, you know what I'm saying,
Floating,
tattered
yeah.
clothing. Yeah. It actually like it was an actual person, but, you know, just faded basically.
Okay. You said when your replacement came that morning and you told him that you quit, did you ever go back since then?
Oh, no. I've driven past.
He said
I've driven
nah.
past it twice.
Well, I gotta commend you because I don't think I could have stayed. You was there by yourself that night too.
Every night.
Oh, you probably was frozen. You probably didn't
Every
wanna
night, yeah.
move.
I stayed at that desk just like this and looking at that. When I saw the camera stuff, I was like, well, I'm not walking outside. 'Cause I got to walk over there to make my round. So,
gotta go past
yeah,
the
you got to loop
motherfucker
the
to
whole
get
bit.
out.
I got to walk in the Hitler Auditorium. Then you walk through the exhibit where it's like all of the photos from, you see photos of the scientists doing like experimental surgeries on the kids, on the boys. Like they actually show them standing there mutilated. And then you got like the outfit laying right there up under the pictures.
Shit, that's
So like I say, it's some
I
real,
think-
it's real
I
stuff in
think
there.
stuff like that could hold like residual energy or something. You know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of how I felt about it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's too much real stuff from that
Yeah.
stuff that
Yeah.
actually happened for it not to be.
Yeah. See,
I'm so weird. I want to work there now. I want to see it. I'm so weird.
hey, Jay,
Yes, you
I need you. Your mic, you got to get it like
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I'm so
that in
weird.
mind.
You go for it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hitler speeches were scary enough to just listen to that on the loop.
Well, I actually got the book Mein Kampf. So, so
You better than me, man.
right, just to try to understand.
And what's even funny about it, like, man, the HPD that patrols that area, they come in there and they take their break and eat lunch in the break room. So they came waltzing in the door and they was like, what's going on? I say, man, it's a ghost back there. And they're like, ha, 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 it's no ghost back there. I was like, I bet y'all want to go open them doors. And they said, basically, like, we know what you're talking about. We're not opening them doors.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, but let's stop right there and take a break. We're gonna pay some bills right quick, and we'll be right back with more Urban Paranormal. Man, hold up. I'm coming down crunk. Say, man.
Yo, what's up?
Man, I'm trying to get my rap business popping, man. I need to get the studio cracking, get the MPC 5000s and things, man.
Okay.
But the thing is, I don't know nobody to do taxes, man. Who you use, bro?
Oh man, I use just-in-time tax service.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I might owe the IRS a little something, but I promise I'll pay them back, but I'm just not ready to do that now, man.
Well, look, that's okay, man. Trust me, they'll help you, man. The motto is actually educating their clients is a must.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Well, what about they prepare fees, man? The player's scared of that, bro.
They are super, super low, man.
Well, why? How do I get in contact with this player place that you talking about, man?
Well, they have two phone numbers, actually. You can
What's
call
that?
832-494-4080 or 832-767-0228.
It's going down.
Yeah, all right. And you got to ask for Crystal Terry at Just in Time Tax Services.
What's that again, bro?
Crystal Terry at Just in Time Tax Services.
That's
man.
what I'm talking about. Screw tape, tap, tap, baby.
We're back. Got to pay a little bill here real quick. There are a lot of magazines out there, but this is the one you need. 725mag.com. 725 Magazine. They're number one in the source for music, film, fashion, as well as news. So check them out.
That's my boy Queasy Leo.
Already. So we just had an amazing story here from Larry. I mean, Larry, what happened? I mean, I know you quit, but dang, what else? I mean, was it immediately or, I mean...
Yeah, it was immediately, bro. Like, yeah. It wasn't no coming the next day to see if it was gonna happen twice. Bro.
Right,
I take
right.
that chance. Like,
Nah, I understand.
no.
I get it.
Well, you got big nuts for staying there all night.
You sure do.
I probably would have
I
ended
had
up.
like 4 more hours on my shift too.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I just sat at that desk like, okay. I ain't had no TV to watch. All I could do was look at the
shit.
cameras. Yeah.
Damn. You was forced to look at that
I was
shit.
forced to like sit there and look at the cameras. Yeah. And that's
probably-
when I saw the whole rail car.
I probably would have called 911 or something.
It's like, man, the
Come get
cops
me.
came in and laughed at me, bro. Like, the cops came in there and laughed at me, man.
Wow.
So, like,
I bet you
'Cause-
never took your eye off the camera neither.
oh, no.
So the cops already
I
knew
seen
the
that
deal.
when I seen the shadows outside in the rail car, I was like, well, I'm kind of trapped. Like, I can't walk around. I can't go outside. So I might as well just stay at this desk till 8 in the morning when my replacement show up. And
So the cops, they already knew the story.
yeah, they've
obviously.
heard the stories before,
wow.
and they just thought it was like comical. They was
Yeah.
like, aha, they got you too.
Yeah, wow.
So I was like, okay.
So you see that everyone ridicules you in their own way about it, but see, you have a real story, like some of you do out there. But I was also told this, that, Brandon, you have a story.
I do. So when I was 11, well, probably 10 at the time, my dad got remarried, and my stepmom ended up coming down sick, and she ended up having brain cancer, and she passed away on hospice at our house.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So shortly after she passed, some things started happening around the house, and that was like my first time to experience anything strange or, paranormal, as they say. The front door would just open by itself for no reason. It never had done that before, and it would just slowly like creep open, and we would have to go and shut it. The toilet down the hallway would flush by itself. There was a night when I was putting my niece, her sister's daughter, who was 3 at the time, I was putting her to sleep in my room, and I had the door open to the bedroom, and it was dark, and there was a little bit of light shining down the hallway, and I just remember it got really cold, and I had this weird feeling come over me, and I happened to look up towards the doorway, and my stepmom was standing there, peering into the room. She didn't say anything. She didn't come in, but it was enough for me to like freeze. Like I could not. It was like an out of body experience. I couldn't move. Like I couldn't anything. I couldn't think. All I did was hold my cousin super close to me, and at some point she disappeared. I don't know if I closed my eyes, what. But I heard my dad coming down the hallway, and so I called out to him, and he stopped by the room, and I scooped her up, and I was like, "Hey, we're coming to sleep in your room."
I mean, so you didn't tell your dad about what happened?
I didn't tell anybody.
See,
You just held all that fear in.
Yeah, because I'm
Shit, I
like,
would
they're
have been
not
trying
going
to
to
tell
believe me.
everybody,
Everybody,
anybody
yeah.
that'll listen.
No.
see, and that's the thing too. While we're doing this, because so many people have these stories, but they were scared to tell people because of how they might have looked. Like in your case, the police laughed at you.
Yeah, I didn't care.
I just say
I was quitting, so laugh all you want. You're not going in that room where I told you she at.
exactly. So it's good that we have this outlet, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. Mr. Trent back here, he has a story as well.
Yeah, I got a story similar to that. I'm not going to say it was a ghost or a shadow. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Okay.
But it was definitely no natural shit. Well, what happened, me and my daughter's mom, we were laying in bed and we were watching TV, and some smoke came out of the TV. Not like regular smoke, it was like a thick smoke with a light inside of it. Came out of the TV maybe 4 inches, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and my baby mama, she just busted out, "Oh, you see that?" As soon as she said that, it sucked back in the TV. And shortly after that, we started arguing, fighting over stupid shit. We ended up breaking up. So I actually think it was some type of negative energy because we didn't have no problems or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
we had just moved into that house. It was a new house, and we just started arguing. We broke up after that shit.
Sometimes, when the TV be on, for like all night and stuff, sometimes it may smoke from the back. Do you think that was the cause of it?
No, it actually came out of the screen.
Wow.
It wasn't like smoke like you see a cigarette burn. It was like a thick, maybe I want to say like a vapor. It was real fucking thick and compact, and it came out of the TV.
So it came out the front of the
It came
TV,
out of the
basically.
front of
Yeah,
the
Some people
yeah.
describe that
You're
as
supposed to
an
push
orb.
that outside like poltergeist.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just push that right on the
I mean,
side.
but it didn't scare me. It was just like, what the fuck? And I'm trying to rationalize the shit in my mind. Like, what the fuck was
Exactly.
that? And after she said, what the fuck was that? It sucked back in the TV. And I pretended that I didn't see it because I didn't want to scare her. Because me and him actually had seen one when I knew what it was when I seen it. Because I seen one as a teenager. Actually, me and Jay was together when we seen the first, what you would call an orb. When I got later on and I started watching like paranormal shows, and I was like, damn, that's what I seen in my room that night. I knew what to call it. It was a fucking orb.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
y'all should become the new Ghostbusters because y'all ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah,
so to say, yeah.
I definitely wasn't just scared.
Yeah.
I was more like trying to figure out what the fuck it was and why am I seeing this shit.
Wow.
But like, did you believe in that type of stuff at that time, or like I was a non-believer until it happened to me?
I always did believe in the shit because my grandmother from Louisiana, and you know she got all these stories. Used to tell me, had me fucking terrified.
Yep, we got the same
as a
thing.
kid.
Yep, grandmother, great grandmother.
Yeah, I always did believe that shit. Yeah.
So you guys didn't like sage the house after that, or?
No, I didn't know nothing about that type, like saging houses and shit back then.
Right.
Okay.
I guess we just fell right into whatever it wanted to happen because, like I said, we started arguing and shit after that just for nothing.
Right.
And just broke. Yeah, so.
I'm kind of curious. What is sage?
Sage is a herb that you can burn and it's supposed to.
That type of sage.
Right.
Yeah,
Ward off evil
it's supposed to
spirits.
ward off evil spirits and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I actually got some over there.
Yeah, we did this.
Yeah, we already sage
for y'all
now,
guys.
so we should be.
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I ain't trying to bring nothing in, take it home.
No. This
Right,
is a paranormal
exactly.
podcast, but we don't play like that. We ain't having no seances or summoning or nothing like that.
Oh man, you never
Yeah.
play. I had that. I played with that one time.
What?
Boy,
I don't-
I'm
but-
him before he leaves.
I know, right? You need a good
Man,
sage.
I was still after playing with it, I was still a little like, I don't know if this is real. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell. You got like everybody's hands is on it.
Yeah, you can.
So it's really hard to tell if it's moving on its own or if everybody's moving it.
Right.
But I know, and I was probably like 16,
Yeah,
and it was like
yeah.
a family vacation, and the grown folks played, and they let me play with them. But like that board revealed that my uncle had cheated on his wife.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I would never play with no shit like
See,
that.
yeah,
I would never do that.
Like the game ended right after that because it was like, okay,
I'm sure.
who moved this to make it say
I know.
that? Yeah, it was like, okay, hold on, who snitched on me, the board or one of y'all?
Right,
But,
that's
look,
crazy.
it was kinda weird.
I actually walked in on some of my friends playing that shit, and I just politely walked right back out the room and went home.
Yeah.
That's
And say it's like you don't know if somebody moving it or not. That's
Yeah,
why that
yeah.
thing's a little tricky.
I just don't want to take no chances.
I
with no
feel
shit
you though,
like
bro.
well. Here, let me tell y'all this one here, man, and this for you guys at home as well. I have a little story, and it's basically a Hollywood story. In the movie 3 Men and a Baby, there's a particular scene in that movie.
that. Hold on, I'm sorry. What movie is that?
3 Men and a Baby.
Okay.
All right, Ted Danson.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Magnum PI, the guy played Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck or whatever, and I can't think of the other guy. But in that particular movie, there's a scene where Ted Danson is talking to this woman. I can't remember because it's been so long ago. But there is a little boy in the window.
What?
Yeah. And they didn't know it at the time. So here's the thing. People kept saying, well, that little boy's dead because he died in that particular house. Well, the funny thing about that is that Disney rebuilt the house. So therefore, he didn't die in that house. So the question became, was someone trying to scam us? Is this how they're going to sell tickets? How they're going to sell this movie? But this came up after the movie had already been
Well, I
out.
have a question. Because I've heard that if you purchase a piece of property and you remodel, it disturbs
Yeah, I heard that too.
the spirits. Therefore, it almost awakens them. If they're not, active, it will.
Or you
disturb
get to
them.
making changes to stuff. They had it
Yes.
like they liked it, I guess.
So was that originally like a home, and then they came in and remodeled, or basically rebuilt, tore it down and rebuilt?
Right. The whole thing was tore down, and
Okay.
the Disney put it and built over top of it, I do believe. That's how it went down.
Right.
But you can literally see the little boy in the movie, and he's not even in the movie.
Well, that's crazy
I'm gonna watch
because
the movie.
you just said that you say they tore something down and built on top of it.
Right. Disney rebuilt the set. Correct.
Okay, well that reminds me of Jefferson Davis Hospital. Didn't you have like some info on that, Brandon?
I had read some stuff
Yeah,
Let us know.
about it being haunted.
yeah. It's actually one of the most haunted places here in Houston.
Yes.
And I never knew that. I was born in Jefferson Davis Hospital. My mom worked there for years, and I never knew that.
Whoa.
I never knew that Jefferson Davis was built on top of a mass grave.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a Confederate cemetery. It
It's
was
a
built
Confederate
on top of.
cemetery, and it's also, I think, like in the 40s or 30s, they had the yellow fever, and they had like so many people that died from the yellow fever, and they just buried them in a mass grave where Jefferson Davis stands.
Check this though.
Yeah.
When they built that
Yeah.
over it, they did not They didn't
No,
move
they
the
didn't.
body.
They
They just
didn't.
left it.
They
They just
just
built
left
it
it. Yeah.
over.
When they
the
broke the
cemetery.
ground,
Wow.
Yeah.
when they broke the ground, they started finding bones, and they was like, "Whoa, whoa, what the fuck?" And they just kept on with construction.
Damn.
Are the bodies still there now? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, they
still
never
there?
moved it. And actually, there's an apartment complex there now.
Yeah, a residential complex. It's
Right.
crazy.
And here's the weird thing. I mean, for you guys listening at home, this is Houston, Texas, and like what Chimp was letting me know that if you are African American that lives here, there's a good chance that you were probably
You were
born in that
if you're in your
hospital.
40s, that age range, you probably were born at Jefferson Davis.
Right. So it's very weird. I'd never even heard this story until he brought it to my attention, which was a week ago, maybe.
Yeah, I never heard it till I researched it. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then it wasn't just, it was a Confederate burial ground, and it was a burial ground for slaves.
Well, see, that
Oh,
makes
wow,
it that
yeah.
And
that's
plus, on top, they got a mass grave with victims of the yellow fever.
wow.
Mass grave 3
Yeah.
times over.
Yeah,
Basically.
but 3
Yeah.
times
Yeah,
over.
yeah, that's a lot of
And
people
so
down
now
there.
all the employees reporting all these different sounds, and they seeing things, and so it's one of the most haunted places in Houston.
Right.
I wonder if the apartment complex people ever experience anything.
That's something to know. Do you have any information on that, Brandy?
I don't have anything else on that. That's basically about what I came up with when I researched it. I was going to add the Spaghetti Warehouse, which is now no longer open.
Dang, when they close that?
It doesn't really say. I guess.
the one that was downtown?
Yeah, maybe Harvey. I guess after Harvey.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But shortly before Harvey, the manager had heard kids playing upstairs, and there was a lot of activity in the upstairs area of ghosts and stuff. So they stopped seating people up there.
Dizam.
Wow.
I always wanted to eat that, but
Wow.
Yeah, that's a hot spot. That's
Hey,
a
I
hot
got
spot here in Houston.
I got another cool one that'll trip people out. Galveston Pleasure Pier.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah?
One. Yeah.
Whoa.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was built in 1920s, 30s, something like that.
Well, it used to be a hotel, right?
It was actually Pleasure Pier when they first built it in the 30s or 40s or whatever, and a hurricane destroyed it.
Okay.
And they built the flagship in somewhere in 50 something. They built the flagship hotel
Okay.
after it was Pleasure Pier. Then when Ike came, it destroyed the flagship,
Mm-hmm.
and they turned it back into Pleasure Pier. I never knew that.
I did not know that either.
And it's supposedly haunted from all the people that died in the past storms. And so now they saying the people that work there, they seeing people in like Victorian clothing. They'll see like orbs. And
What?
Wow.
different
Wow.
clothes. Yeah, I never knew that
okay.
about Pleasure Pier. bro.
That's crazy.
So
I mean, I
you
knew
ghost
it
hunters know where to
existed,
go.
but I didn't know.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I
never
knew
knew
it
that
existed
story.
a long time ago. I didn't hear anything
Yeah,
haunted
I
about
never
it
knew
though.
that
That's
story.
crazy.
Man, that's
So I don't know a lot on this, but I guess in the 1800s, there was a hurricane that hit Galveston, and I heard that there was a
was
schoolhouse.
Yeah,
I read
yeah.
up on that.
Was it in the early 1900s?
It was 1901, I think.
1901. Okay.
It was
and
the
there
worst natural disaster in U.S. history.
and they didn't know it was coming. They didn't
Yeah.
know.
Over
And there was a
100,000
school.
died.
Yeah, a schoolhouse full of kids that got trapped in that. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I don't think it was like. I think it was like 8,000, something like that.
No, it was more than that. Do
No,
research.
I did. Yeah, I did. Trust me, because
Do
go
the
ahead.
research.
Because they actually built the storm happened in 1901,
Yeah.
and they built Hotel Galvez and the seawall in response of
To
the
that
storm.
storm, yeah, that's when the seawall was built
The
after that
seawall was
hurricane.
built right after that hurricane, and they built Hotel Galvez at the same time, and it's actually supposed to be real fucking haunted too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always stunned at how people get these
You
numbers.
can take it like a haunted tour
a
down there in
Galveston tour,
Galveston. Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
been scared some Casper was gonna follow me home or something like that.
I just thought they would just leave you out there.
Exactly.
I thought they would just leave you out there and be like, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen. We'll be back to get you."
Right. That's crazy, bro. Yeah.
Again, like I say, everyone has a story. So you just guys remember, everyone has a story, and it's really good that if we don't ridicule people and we embrace their stories, because it seems like everything in the news today is proven to be what people told you was fake before coming out to be true. So all the crazy people that y'all say was crazy are turning out to be the ones who was right.
Exactly. Check this. It's always crazy until it happens to you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know, so and the other thing I got to put to everyone in both of the two stories that we've heard, and even the one I said, you have to just look it up. Everyone tries to rationalize. They always try to rationalize when it happens to them. They try to want it to make sense so bad, but that's just it. No one knows. It's not going to make sense. It's going to sound crazy. It's going to be weird because you can't make sense of something that you just don't know.
Yeah.
When Trent opened up his story, he said, I'm not going to say it's a ghost. I just don't know. It's okay to say you just don't know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I believe it's a lot of shit we don't fucking know.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We just dismiss the shit or
Right.
call it crazy or...
Indeed.
Exactly.
Yes, I just want to touch back on that storm. Brother Trent, you was correct. I just looked it up. Actual longevity did die.
I know.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got to settle the score, guys.
Right.
I hate to pause everything and take a little trip away from the paranormal, but I want to dedicate this episode of the podcast to the late Chadwick Boseman. So can we get 5 seconds in a Wakanda for forever? Wakanda forever, baby.
For real.
Rest in peace.
All right then.
That was a great man.
Yes, it was.
Well,
And
guys,
you didn't do the Wakanda forever.
I'm actually holding the mic. So I can't
Okay.
Yeah. You know,
I'm gonna give you a pass like that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So here's the thing. We got to pay some bills, but I got a quick question. I want to tell you this, guys. Is I have this like real huge dog, right? And he's really hairy and everything. And he's about 80 pounds. It is the hardest
big
thing.
fucking dog.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing to actually bathe this dog, you know? But, you know, I found out about this place. It's called Rachel Suds and Pups. It's a mobile pet grooming service. You know?
Okay.
Right. And she works in the greater area of Houston, Fresno, Pasadena, Pearland, and League City. So to solve my problem, I took my dog there.
I'm probably gonna take King there too.
There you go. You know, so you guys pay attention, man. Go check
That's
this girl
Rachel
out.
Suds and Pups.
Now, you said
Absolutely.
mobile, so that means she comes to you?
She comes to
Absolutely.
you.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So we'll be back in just a second.
What's up? It's your girl Sabrina the Model. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Sabrina the Model. Y'all go check out my video. Shout out.
Hey, shout out to my north side clique. Shout out to my south side clique. Shout out to my west side clique. Shout out to my east side clique. Shout out to all my people making money. Shout out to all my husbands making money.
All right, everybody. Glad y'all back to Urban Paranormal. You know, where you might be crazy to those people, but you're
Family to us.
Hey.
there you go.
Hey.
I want to tell y'all, man, I had an issue, you know. My girl needed to feel loved, you know what I mean?
Your girl needed to feel what?
Feel loved, you know. We've been together for a little while. So
Okay,
she
well
felt-
that's important. Love is important.
I mean, exactly. And I didn't know what to get her. I was thinking about getting like roses or something.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, she's allergic to most roses and stuff. So
That's tough.
Right,
That's
right.
tough.
Right.
right. But then I looked up though. You know, I looked up. I found this place, man.
What place is that?
Compliments of May, man.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Man, it's beautiful, man. They have all sorts of jewelry and accessories. You know?
I actually bought my girl a pair of the African style earrings.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, so if y'all ever looking for it at home or in here, you know, you can find her on Etsy.com.
Etsy.
Yeah, and her name is Lacey.
Lacey.
Lacey, yeah, she was awesome. She helped
So
me.
you just go to Etsy.com and look at Compliments of May.
Of May, yeah.
Compliments of May.
Absolutely.
Jewelry and accessories. She has some beautiful designs, so y'all go look that up.
Indeed.
Make your girl happy.
It worked for me.
I ain't got a man, so someone send me some stuff.
Right. So let me see. We kind of left off. Let me tell you, there was a couple of elements in everyone's story that I like really like blew me away. Like one, how your stepmom comes to the door and you look at her, and that's creepy. And then your situation, you saw the little girl just standing there, you know what I'm saying? And you broke out, and then
Trent, the orb coming out of the TV.
Trent had the orb and everything coming out the TV. I mean, and when you think about these elements, you can understand kind of where that movie Poltergeist came from,
Right.
Because of people having these experiences, and they just went through film to tell you, because film tell you things. They try to act like it's fake, but they're telling you something, But when I was thinking about that, I remember you were saying something about Poltergeist.
Oh yeah. So when I was, kid, when Poltergeist came out, I was probably like 8 or 9. Somehow, some way, my parents found that same little clown from the movie. I'm talking about, the same outfit, everything.
They probably did that to torment you, bro.
I think so. I think so too, bro. Like I think so too. I had to, later on in life, I asked them like, "Was I a bad kid? That's why y'all did that." Because I never held it. It sat in a chair in the corner across from the room and was kind of eerie about it. The light from the back of the house shined in the window.
Yeah.
So no matter how dark it was, that damn clown was just highlighted in the corner of the room.
Wow.
And it would be nights where it would be mornings where I would wake up and the clown would be on the floor. And Noah's always in that chair. And like ever since then, that's why Poltergeist is like my scariest movie ever.
Wow,
like,
you know what?
Ever.
Was that Poltergeist? What was the one where Amityville fucking horror.
Man, that house it's still being sold on the market.
I know, man, we watched that shit when I was a kid. And this was me and my sister shared a room, so we was real young. My sister woke up in the middle of the night, had a nightmare after watching the movie. It was like she was in a trance. She just woke up screaming, "Bees, bees!" You remember the point of where all the flies were on the window?
Yeah.
I guess she thought that was bees. Yeah. And she was so fucking out of it and going crazy. My dad actually had to actually slap her ass to bring her back to reality.
Can't believe people like still want to live in that house.
Right.
My kids watch that movie. That movie is scary.
I don't watch
But
scary
it's based
movies.
on a true story.
Yeah.
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And it's like continuously haunted stories come from people who live there. Like I think it was a little series done about the actual house,
Right.
And people who've actually lived there have told stories of
right.
stuff going on in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And if anybody out there got any paranormal stories or ghost stories, you can contact us at dsbmedia1@gmail.com, and you can also hit us up on Instagram at dsb_media, and maybe we can set something up and you can come in and tell your story.
Indeed. Actually, there's so many different like movies and different things out there that talk about these, supernatural things, these crazy things. Like they have a TV series, but they also had movies, and they have the stories of Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother episode right there, bro.
Yeah, that within itself, because there's so much supernatural, there's so much ghost, there's so much alien, there's so much crazy things, and that's my point. Is that in film, they tell you things on the sly, just because they don't know how to tell you the truth, because otherwise you laugh and think it's stupid. So they say it's made up. And here we have all these different stories from everybody. Mr. D-Ray, you want to go ahead and tell your little freaky incident?
I mean, I'll tell my incident. It's not all of that, but it was real enough for me.
There you go.
Well, to start this off, my older brother Earl, he passed away on
R.I.P. Earl, that was my dog.
already.
Yes.
My brother passed away on November the 11th of 2011, and you got 11s across the board. But what makes this story so surreal is, he died in the house. He had hospice. He died in the house, in my mother's house, and so my mother had got ill one time, and I went over there to check on her, and she wasn't feeling too good, so I decided, I was going to spend the night. I called my wife, let her know, say, babe, I'm gonna stay with mama tonight. She's not feeling too good, and if things worsen, I'm gonna be here and call the ambulance.
Okay.
But to get into the story, it was about like 1 that night, and I was still up, making sure mama was okay and she was in the bed. I gave her medicine and everything. So once she was well situated, I was like, I'm gonna get in the shower, get freshened up and stuff like that, and then get ready for bed. Well, I took my shower and I got out of the shower and I washed my hands and everything and washed my face, brushed my teeth, got into my sleep clothes, and I came out the door and all the lights was out but the TV. And the bathroom was right in the middle of the hallway that leads to the living room. So I was gonna sleep on the couch because that's where the big screen was.
Yeah, I do that.
So, but I was coming out the restroom, I cut the light off, and everything was just normal as usual, but I made a left to go into the living room. And when I made a left, I was like, okay, where's the remote control? The remote control was on the couch that was in front of the TV. So I walked to the couch, and when I went to bend over, I picked up the remote control, and when I stood up, and just before I turned around, it was like something passed by me in the back of me real fast. And it made me alert because I hurried up and turned around, and I noticed I had chills on my body and my neck, and my arms was tingling, and my heart was beating fast. And I was like, whoa, I know somebody was behind me. In my mind, I knew somebody just went by me real fast. But no one was in the room but me. Now, I don't want to disturb my mama because, I just made sure that she was laying down and stuff and getting her rest, But it scared me so bad. And so I called up my brother's name. I said, Earl. I said, Earl, is that you? I said, bro, if that's you, give me a sign. I never got a sign. But I'm facing the TV now and my heart beating fast and I'm just looking around, with my head. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping, but my heart is still pounding. I still got goosebumps on my arm. So as I go towards the couch to go sit down, all of a sudden, again, that same eerie feeling. I'm like, whoa, what was that? I got tingles on my neck, goosebumps on my arm, my heart beating even faster now.
So let me ask you this: were you drinking anything, any Thunderbird?
No, bro. And
why you gonna do him like
but
that?
I wasn't drinking anything because I was tending to my mother. You know what I'm saying? And seriously, like I said, I just got out the shower. I wasn't, on anything or drunk or anything like that. It's just that I knew it was
exactly.
To
you
me,
had that feeling.
Yes,
yeah.
There was a spirit in that house.
Yeah. I didn't mean to joke on you, but I definitely.
No, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I know.
Even though that I know I wasn't in any danger, but I still felt like someone was in that house, a spirit or something. I laid down, with a curious mind, but at the same time, it's just that feeling I had.
Yeah.
I didn't feel in any harm or any danger or anything like that. But I tell you one thing, it took me a couple of hours to go to sleep.
Right.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
trying to figure out what the hell went on.
Because that is
Definitely.
scary.
Okay, well, we heard all these stories, and I want to ask Jay, you ever had any experience with what people call ghosts or spirits? I'm almost scared to ask you that.
Of course. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of weird.
Kinda.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I have so many, and it's just I would say share, but I don't want to share. I want to actually change.
How
it.
many?
Just okay. Well, just do this for us. Just give us a light one.
A light one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was walking down the street going to use a payphone. That's how old it was, a long time ago. And I remember looking down I could see the payphone, and I saw this guy sitting on top of the payphone. Now, for some of y'all out there, it probably don't sound like nothing, but he was sitting on top of the payphone. It's kind of normal thing that some people do, So I just took my eyes off of him and I kept walking. Then I looked back up, no one was on the payphone. So I made my phone call and I'm walking back. And I thought to myself for that moment, that's kind of weird. Because I was like, where the hell did he go? But I didn't care. When I made it to the front of the apartment area, there's a big tree. And as I was walking to my apartment, on one side of the tree, I saw him poke his head out. And
The same guy that was on the payphone?
Same guy that was on the payphone, right, on top, that was standing on top of the payphone. I saw him poke his head out, and I was like, what the hell? So I said, well, who is this guy, you know?
Man.
And just so you know, this particular time I live, it's a predominantly black area, but this was a white guy. And he had this Letterman jacket on, and it was weird. So I said, well, who is this dude messing with me? So I decided to walk around the tree. The tree is huge, so you can't.
Oh, you just asking for it, like,
Yeah,
let me go investigate
yeah.
this.
Right.
Let me go holler at this dude real quick. Why you following me?
Right. And
Okay.
it was just weird because he poked his head like he playing a game with me. So I walked all the way around the tree and didn't see him, you know? So I go in the house. There was more to it than that, but I gave you a light version. And I could tell you more that I actually looked up. Like, I saw the jersey. Not jersey, but it's a Letterman jacket. And I saw that Letterman's jacket, and I saw that it was a school. But the only jacket that looked similar to that was a school that they had in Alabama.
Okay, I'm trying to feel where's the paranormal in it. I don't get it.
Well, I don't know. If you don't understand what a paranormal is, I don't know what to tell you. The guy obviously was a ghost, and we're talking about.
Why do you say he was obviously a ghost?
Well, it was the jacket that it was a Letterman's like type of jacket.
Uh-huh.
And I had never seen that before, but I knew it was a Letterman's jacket. And that's what stuck in my mind. And when I found a jacket that looked similar to that,
Yeah.
I knew that was in Alabama.
Oh, wow. Well, I actually got a Letterman jacket in my closet. It's like an old Letterman jacket. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Right. So
Not trying to discredit your story or anything. I'm just saying I was just trying to get to the paranormal part of that.
right. Well, the whole thing is paranormal. You asked for it. That was it. It was a
So you say that jacket came from, excuse me, another school from Alabama?
From Alabama and from the 1950s.
Was like, did something happen at that school? Was it
I
a tragedy or something?
I didn't investigate anymore because I just let it go because it's a white guy in a black area, and I know I saw him. I know how
Did he look like
So-
one of those guys off of Stand By Me and
Yeah,
shit?
with you know when you take your Levi's and you fold them up?
Yeah.
T-shirt,
He's a greaser.
sleeves rolled up with
He
you.
was a greaser.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. He's a greaser. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like when you saw him, how far were you from that tree? When you saw him, like, was it
Peep out?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I might have been maybe 15 feet away.
So it's not like it took you a minute to walk over there to see if
No,
he
it
was
didn't take
behind
me.
that tree.
No, it didn't take me a minute.
So if he couldn't have walked off, you would have seen
Yeah,
him
you
walk
would have seen.
off.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we was
Right.
trying to get you
the
to bring
tree.
out.
Yeah, the tree is big enough, but it's very true that if you was on one side of that tree and I walked around and you just want to do that, I would never see you.
That's what I wanted to know. What made you walk around the tree?
Because of,
he ain't scared.
well, because of the way he was dressed, the way he was dressed, and he was very pale. It was weird to me. It was just like, what the hell? Who is this guy? You know,
Wow.
that was it. I just left it at that. I didn't, you know.
I just want to, and there's this other thing that I've been seeing a lot on the internet. And I actually had a friend tell me they had the same experience, sex with a ghost. What made me zero in on that, because I actually had a homeboy, he told me the same thing happened to him when he was in the penitentiary. He said he
Wow.
woke up just in time to I'm trying to describe it. He said he woke up just in time. He said the whole dorm was asleep, and he woke up to like a vortex of energy going into his stomach, like just sucking into his stomach real fast, and like he could feel like some sexual shit going down there, down by his, his nether regions or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have a lot of jokes,
Is he sure it wasn't another
I mean, I have a
inmate?
lot of jokes too now.
but I'm not gonna do that.
I
though.
mean, but the reason why I stole it, because he was, how somebody telling a story and they fucking started tearing up and shit. Yeah. So he was telling me it was Wumpy.
Wow.
Yeah, he told me that he was like, man, bro, you know what I'm saying? And I actually think Wumpy had like spirits around him. God bless the dead Wumpy. He passed away now. I love you, brother. But one night we was in my house and we were waiting to go to the club. I was getting ready. He was at my house, and I'm getting ready. And this is in the days of prime code phones where everybody didn't have a cell phone and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Prime code.
Yeah, and people still had house phones and shit. So I didn't have either. I didn't have a house phone, cell phone. I think I had a beeper at the time and shit. So he waiting for me to get ready, and all of a sudden we hear like an old school bell phone ringing, like the rotary phone. We hear ring, like it's ringing fucking loud, like it's right on the table in front of us. But we can't find it. I don't have a house phone. It ain't no cell phones. Yeah. So we fucking freaking out, and this fucking phone is still fucking ringing like it's in front of us. And he looking at me, and I'm looking at him. Like I can see the fear in his eyes, and he see the fear in my fucking eyes. I'm like looking out the door. I'm thinking somebody playing a joke on us. I'm opening the cabinets like, damn, somebody done put a phone in here. And we never found the phone. He was like, you know what, man, I'm fucking gone. I was like, bro, hold on, I'm going with you.
Like, don't leave me.
Right?
No joke.
Never got to the bottom of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
So I think, and I said that to say, I think, I love Wumpy to death, but I think he kind of had like energy around him. Mm-hmm. I hate to say that, but I think he actually brung whatever that was to my house.
Well, they say some people like mediums and like there's different types. I don't know all of it because I haven't like researched it in like technical terms, but some people just are a portal to that realm for whatever reason. And I still have a hard time. Like I believe in it. I believe in spirits. I believe in all that. But at the same time, there's still that part of me that's like, because I fear it. So I'm just like, I don't want anything to do with it. And I just like to think one day I'm going to die and I'm going to go to heaven and that's it and it's done. I'm not going to live in some weird realm. Yeah. But
they say that caught in between.
Yeah, I don't want to be in between.
But according to the Bible, spirits and ghosts can't exist.
Well,
I never knew that.
That's a different subject.
They say, they say human, if you're communicating with some kind of spirit, it's not a human soul. Because, in the Bible it says, you go where you need to go. Mm-hmm. There's no in between. Yeah. So if you communicate.
So no such thing as a lost soul, basically.
Well,
lost soul.
That's according to the Bible.
Okay. Yeah. I had never heard that before.
Bible?
Yeah. The Bible.
The Holy Bible.
The Bible.
I do know there's different versions of the Bible.
Well, the one, King James, anyone, you know what I'm saying? But, both of them got the same information, basically. Gets a little stuff changed. Yeah. But according to that, it can't be a human spirit. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying that I believe that. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah.
So going back to that whole having sex with a spirit, when I hear, I've heard it be said before. However, my mind always wants to go straight to, it's probably like a night terror and like a dream mixed together.
Well, you try to rationalize. It's actually names for that. It's called an incubus and a succubus. I know you probably heard of the rock group Incubus.
Yes. That's
what they're named after. That incubus is actually the ghost that has sex with men while you sleep, and the succubus has sex with the woman.
Well, I rebuke it. Where's the sage at?
We already saged down. We good. It's weird that I know all this information.
Yeah. I mean, I heard some of that stuff though. Like
I thought a succubus.
Every time I hear people talking about, I heard somebody talk about it, and they say it's like you feel like you being pinned down in the bed.
Yeah, well, that actually happened to me. I never had and
it's like heavy breathing,
sex, but I sleep paralysis.
Right.
That's what they call it. Because I used to be plagued with that shit. I used to actually be scared to go to fucking sleep. That shit used to happen to me.
Dang.
Right, same here.
Yeah. It's fucking scary as fuck.
Yeah, because you can't move. You can't. Yeah. You're telling yourself to move, but you can't.
Yeah, you can hear, feel everything around you, but you can't make your body move.
Yeah, and just today, Trent and I watched a video, which I thought was so unique, really, because this man filmed himself having a sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
and it was it's just amazing.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So here go the thing too. We spoke about poltergeists, different things of that nature, based on stories and different things. But what about the shadow people? I mean, it's these dark entities, right? That when you're sleeping, you wake up, you can, even though it's dark, you can still kind of see that it's a figure of a human figure. And there's so many different folklores behind it. Some people say that it's the one that gets on your chest and basically keeps.
Well, I believe they just got names for all of this shit because we really don't know what any of it is.
Exactly.
We can make assumptions and
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We can call it this, we can call it that, but it's really no way we can ever put no name on none of that shit.
I thought that shadow people were actually supposed to be the demonic spirits that come.
Well, I've heard that too.
I've heard that as
Yes.
well. There's
That's
multiple.
the ones that you get, like they do scratching. They leave scratch marks on floors.
Right.
They're the ones that cause cuts and stuff on human bodies and stuff.
Well, we actually, who did we get in touch with today, Jay? Supposed to be on the next show?
Oh man, yeah, you guys are gonna love
Ghost
this.
Houston.
Yeah, Ghost Houston, man. Named Ramon. He's an investigator, a paranormal investigator who's helped hundreds of people. Actually,
Doesn't charge anybody.
doesn't charge you. Okay,
Well, that's nice to know.
right. So
Yeah, I know, right?
he's a real deal with a real team and actual ghost busting equipment. So he will be here with us because we will have a guest that's a professional, and that's going to be a good thing for you guys at home. Excuse me. So be looking for the next one. So anyway, when you guys think about the shadow people, or you guys know any information out there, because we don't know all in paranormal. That's why we just do the talking. We do talking.
Yeah,
points.
it's basically a place for to come share your stories.
Correct. And so you guys can just send it in, put it in our inbox, tell us you got a story, share it, and we'll definitely send a shout out to you on the show, and we'll read your story out to everyone too. Okay. And another thing is that we won't ridicule you. I mean, we have jokes. We might joke about things, but no.
Especially me.
Right. we want to hear your story, and we do believe you because I know these things actually happen, and a lot of people are not upfront or comfortable with talking about it. Like myself, really, I really don't talk about a lot of things. So
That's probably a good thing sometimes.
there you go.
And before we go to break, I just got one question. Are you a shadow person?
Oh,
You.
yeah, I'm a shadow person.
I thought so. We going to break, y'all.
Look here, guys. If you want a high quality car for an affordable price, go see Alex Quality Cars, home of the low down payments as low as $500. That's Alex Quality Cars at 4045 Southport, Corpus Christi, Texas. Zip code 78415. The telephone number 361-452-2507. Once again, that telephone number is 361-452-2507.
Welcome back to Urban Paranormal. Just had to pay a few bills, and we are back. I'm your co-host, Trent A. Johnson,
And I'm
with my
JH.
boy J.H.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? So we've been talking about shadow people, poltergeists, just ghosts and spirits in general. I really hope that you guys find this place welcoming. All right, don't let jokes put you off.
Yeah.
Tell your story.
We just try to stay a little lighthearted around here, so I'm the jokester. We bring comedy to everything. That's just my way of dealing with shit. So nobody take it personal.
So, I remember it was someone else outside talking about a story. Was it you? You had one?
Yes. Okay, so back in, I want to say 2006, I had moved down to Texas City, and the house that I was living in, 3 people have passed away in that home.
Wow.
And
Shiznit.
do what?
Shiznit.
Yes. So, the houses down there have like those shutters, so it's really dark inside anyway. So it already had like a creepy vibe to me just on account of that, because I grew up, on the north side of Houston. We don't have those window shutters or what have you. And they had told me that there were things that would take place in the house, such as the coffee pot. If it wasn't out on the counter, then the cabinets would slam shut
Oh, wow.
in the mornings. And when you go in there, all the cabinets would be open. So they had to keep the coffee pot on the counter. Otherwise, that would happen.
Oh, shit.
And there was other stories that they had told me, but things that had happened to me personally. There was a night when I wasn't feeling well, and I had gotten up, went to the bathroom, and came back and got in bed. And I started dozing off. Well, then I woke up, and there was a figure of a woman standing next to the bed, kind of leaned down, like looking at me. And that was like my final straw. Like I was like, all right, I'm out, chunk deuce. I don't want to be here anymore.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 19.
Shit.
So some things previous to that, there was a day I was home alone, enjoying my alone time, and I had cleaned, and I just sat down on the couch and was going to enjoy, a clean home and watch some TV. And all of a sudden I hear these heavy footsteps coming down the hallway. I'm like, ain't nobody here but me. So we also had some bags in the hallway, and not only did I hear the heavy footsteps, but I hear something brush up against those bags. I was like, done. Jumped over the couch, ran out the house, left the door open, went 8 houses down to a family member's house, and was like, somebody go shut the door. I'm not going back. It's not going to happen.
I can feel that shit.
Yeah. There was a time while we were staying there, I had all of my stuff, I had a blanket. It was in a box in the closet in the bedroom. And we had a family friend staying with us, and he had a bad habit of falling asleep in the living room. So he calls us the next morning, and he was like, hey, did y'all come home last night? Nope. No, we did not. And he was like, don't play with me. Y'all came home last night? And I'm like, no. He was like, well, whose John Deere blanket is this? And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, it's mine. It was in the closet in a box. He was like, well, that blanket was on me when I woke up this morning on the couch. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah, that's mind blowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
said that because he had been living there for much longer than I had. And he said that times past he had fallen asleep in the floor in the living room or on the couch or what have you. And he would wake up with a blanket on him.
Seemed like the ghost liked them.
I guess like a motherly type
That
thing.
must have been a nurturing
Yep,
spirit.
that's what I was about to say. Yep.
I did suggest to him one time, I was like, well, why don't you sleep in there a few nights without a blanket and we'll put up a camera? And he was like, no, I don't want to see it.
Fuck that.
I think I would have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have
Wow,
done it.
that's crazy.
There was a part, even though it terrified me, there was a part of me that I wanted to see.
Well, I was actually watching something today, and it was kind of fucking interesting and intriguing. And it was saying like, okay, when people see ghosts or spirits, they actually seeing shit that's always there, but it's not always perceivable. Mm-hmm. Like maybe the light might be bent the perfect way for you to perceive this dimension. The light might be shining through, the sunshine might be coming through the window, just at the right angle for you to perceive this dimension that exists around us all the time. But the lighting and everything was perfect for you to perceive it. And I was like, wow, that's fucking intriguing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I've heard that before too. There was like a show once I was watching, and they were basically like Mythbusters, kind of trying to like, come in and say, well, it was because of this or that. And it was something similar like what you're saying, like the lighting made that shadow, and that's what you've seen.
Well, I mean, not like the light made the shadow, like the light is actually bending, because your eyes work by light. Mm-hmm. If there was no light, you couldn't fucking see. That's fucking a given. But I don't know how I want to say, like the rainbow.
It's like the light
you
rays
can't
and
perceive
the
it.
beams.
Yeah, like
Okay.
light rays
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Where if the light bends a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now I can see this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's always been there. Right. You just can't perceive it until the light bends a certain way. And once those settings disappear, it looked like the ghost disappeared. But nah, the light just not right no more. You can't perceive it no more.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
So it's dimensions, basically, paranormal.
Maybe.
Parallel dimensions.
Maybe.
Okay.
So like that knocking noise, that was like real loud, like very, you could tell.
Oh
like,
yeah, the person that I was staying there with actually said his father had passed away in that home, and he said that his father was heavy-footed, and so I believe that probably was him coming down the hallway because it was where his bedroom would have been. So, I mean, it makes sense in my head that that's what that was.
And then you got like all these crazy ghost hunter shows and shit where you could tell the shit is fake. And that type of shit makes it difficult for people to talk about it because they making it like funny. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So those type of people are kind of like a joke to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the shows that are on TV with their little EF meters or whatever you want to call
when they
them.
go to like them old prisons and stuff like that.
Yeah. And they
like the same noises go on in every place.
Exactly.
Right.
That shit is crazy. But I do believe there's a lot of shit going on we can't explain, and man don't know everything. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
I tried to
know.
explain it. Yeah, like anyone in their right mind is going to try to like find a way to justify how did that really happen.
Exactly.
Right.
But you can't because it's
unexplainable.
Unexplainable.
Exactly. You know, so you got something you want to add to the table?
Just enjoying myself, listening to the stories. I can't believe how surreal, they sound. I never knew that anyone would sound, what I'm saying, go through experiences like I went through,
Yeah. And that's the whole thing here. Like I said, you can reach us at dsbmedia1@gmail.com if you got any paranormal experience or just something you can't explain, hit our line and we'll try to get you on the show.
All right. And we also, we do accept donations, guys, so that's how we keep working, all right? And we're doing this for you to have a place where you can actually tell your truth, okay? And no one to judge you. Here's the thing. A lot of people, they say the same thing and don't realize they're saying the same thing because they've had the same experiences, but they don't want to admit that they had the same experiences. Like one person can say, "Oh, I saw someone possibly from a different dimension." That's what I think I saw. And idiots instantly ridicule them at that point. But then someone else on the other side could say, "Well, I saw a ghost." Then they listen, and they're all the same thing. They just got to listen to the people. So please, man, do not be afraid, and listen to the people. All right. Don't judge them for what they're saying. Don't do any of that. Just listen. And you might learn something and you might help someone. Okay? And for you out there that's seeing and hearing this, man, trust me, we're not going to judge you. We actually love you, family.
I feel that, brother. You know what I'm saying? To add to what you said, listen to the stories, but there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. So we trying to weed through that shit too. So we ain't gonna listen to every fucking body. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't call someone crazy.
yeah. I'm not a psychiatrist too, but I can call people crazy.
Right.
But yeah. So we got any other stories going down? Before we go to break?
I just want to add this in. I think it's really common in kids to see. They're more susceptible to see stuff.
Yeah.
And although I try to justify everything that's happened to me, I would never basically dismiss something if my child came to me because I do have that understanding that kids are way more susceptible to spirit.
It's funny you would say that because my daughter always told me that our house is haunted. She always told me that.
Like, was she seeing stuff or?
She just told me, she was like, "Dad, our house is haunted." And me knowing that shit, that side is real, I would just like, "Oh, girl, you tripping." You know what I'm saying?
Why would you do that to her and dismiss it?
Because I didn't want her getting scared, but come to find out, she wasn't fucking scared at all.
She just knew the house was haunted, but it's like, okay, I'm letting you know, Daddy.
Did you ever ask, like, was she seeing something or was she ever specific in detail?
But I didn't want to go deep into it because I didn't want her to get scared and we have to fucking move or some shit. That type of shit don't scare me.
Right.
My kids had tried to tell me one time, and I did, in a sense, dismiss it. We had just moved into an apartment, and they were like, "Mama, I seen someone walk down the hallway," and I'm like, "Nah, you didn't see anything."
Well, I'm gonna tell you because that shit is true. I don't know why kids are more perceptive to that shit because I don't know. Yeah, we got a movie on Roach on Amazon.com called Roach. You can go and check it out. Just go to Amazon.com and type in Roach. It's actually a horror movie, but the movie comes from an experience in my childhood.
Okay.
So I was a little kid. I think I was maybe 7 at the most, and me and my mom, my stepdad, my little sister, we were going around. It was moving time, so we were going around with different realtors looking for different houses, and we went to this one house, and we met the realtor there, and my stepdad, my mom, and my sister went to the back room to see the bedrooms, and I was standing in the kitchen, and something told me to walk to the sink, and I was just little enough to look over and look into the sink, and when I looked into the sink, it was full of fucking roaches.
Oh my goodness.
I'm talking about how you turn, how you turn the water on and water overflows?
Yeah.
It was roaches like that, overflowing.
Jesus.
So I ran to the back, Mom, come look, don't get this house. When she got to the kitchen, no roaches.
Wow.
That shit stuck with me. So that's where the movie come from my childhood.
Okay, yeah. I've seen the movie.
Yeah,
I've seen it twice,
and
actually.
that's a true fucking story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't explain that shit, but I've seen that shit when I was a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
scary.
it was a few seconds for me to go back it was no way all those roaches could have got down the fucking drain.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was like a sign or the house was speaking to me or whatever.
Probably could
Like, motherfucker, when you move in here, this is what you in for.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very well could have been.
Luckily, we did not move in that house. Yeah. For real.
Wow.
Okay, let's go to break.
Okay, so we're going to pay some bills right now. And we will be back with Urban Paranormal. Pieces.
Welcome back to Urban Paranormal, guys. Another part. We've had in Houston, man, we have so many different structures, man, that are like haunted. It's incredible. But I was just told that Larry actually experienced some things about that.
Yeah, the convention center, they have myths and stories about, it kind of being kind of haunted by the people who passed away building it.
Oh.
Yeah, actual workers who died. It was like 30-something workers who died and they was actually building it.
Oh.
So in 1998, I was working there and, they joked about it, but I never experienced it myself until one night, 2 a.m. in the hallway. They used to have these wall phones where you could, contact dispatch and get an outside line. Mm-hmm. So I'm on the phone and I'm talking and I'm in an empty hallway. It's back when the convention center was 3 halls. And it was a big empty hallway at the far end of the building. And I'm talking and, I hear some hard footsteps, like somebody coming down the hall in some steel toes. Mm-hmm. And Trent, you know how that upstairs can echo when you walk hard. Yeah. So I'm right there where the restrooms are. Uh-huh. And I'm looking, into the hallway, but I hear the footsteps walk about 4 feet in front of me. That's kind of how close the sound was. It was about 4 feet away.
Wow.
And I thought it was somebody, coming. So because I'm sneaking on the phone basically. Yeah. So and I was like, hold on a second. I peeked around. There was nobody there.
Damn, that's some spooky shit.
And then it was another time in General Assembly. This one was actually more scary because it was real loud. I mean, we was bullshitting in there, killing time. Uh-huh. So we had paper balls, hitting them with broomsticks, like you playing baseball. Yeah. Yeah, bullshitting, killing time. So when somebody hits one way up at the top part, and then when they go up there and get the paper ball, they come back, you hear 2 loud claps like somebody's at a baseball game.
Wow.
Yeah, and I say, where did that come from? I say, that's you clapping? He say, no, I'm coming down the steps. My hand's full. And his hands was full of trash that we hit up there.
Damn.
And he said, no, it came from behind me. And I was like, bro, you just came from up there. Nobody's, we the only 2 in here.
Wow.
And he's like, yeah, I heard that too. Let's get out of here right now. So we walked out and we go back and tell the rest of the crew. They was like, yeah, we've heard plenty of stuff in that General Assembly.
Wow. So,
and it's always at the very top part.
So what? People died during the construction?
Yeah, it was like construction workers who basically died in the in the building while they were constructing it. But they always said, my mom has even confirmed that she's heard stuff too like that before.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know no one died building it. That's
Yeah.
We're talking about the George R. Brown Convention.
We are talking about the George R. Brown.
I remember.
It's
when
about
there was no
1998
Georgia.
when this happened, though. When I experienced that, but I mean, it wasn't. It's not like nobody was surprised when I told them.
Yeah.
They was like, "Oh yeah, you heard something too this time."
Wow.
That's crazy. That's
So it's just a normal thing that people
I
know.
guess so. I mean, it's a big building, so I mean, and you hear everything at night because it's empty.
Right.
So I mean, I was like, but to hear somebody like clap twice and you know nobody in there clapping, yeah, that's something different. There.
That is scary.
Yeah, that's different. That was different.
So
That scared the hell out of my homeboy that was working with me. He was like, "Man, I'm not going back in there ever. Not with the lights off in the
I
dark."
can feel it. I can feel it. So with all these stories we got here, you know, we what conclusion can we come to? Are ghosts or shadow people, whatever you want to call them, are they real? Or are they just a figment of our imagination?
I would
That's the
say it's real.
I would say it's real
I'm
too.
gonna say it's real too.
Yeah.
I concur on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I think once you wrap your mind about what actually happened, it's a little bit easier to accept it. Like, okay, that really did just happen.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
You try to rationalize that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like I said, when I had my experience, it took me days. I'm all in my mind. Like, did I see that shit? Yes, I seen that shit. I just had to forget about it. Fuck it. You know,
Yeah,
I
you
just
almost try
can't
to
explain
convince
it.
yourself that it didn't happen
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you start to
Exactly.
believe it. Like, yeah, it really did happen.
Yeah,
But
that shit really fucking happened.
Yeah, with my experience, I had to rationalize too. I just went looking for it. I did, instead of just asking, actually, in my mind, like, did it happen? It was more like, well, this shit did happen. I mean, what do you do next? How do you prove it? How do you prove you're not crazy? That's when I went looking for answers.
Right.
You know?
I mean, that's all you can really do. You know, just fucking either forget about it or go looking for answers.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, shit. Hopefully, there's no hopefully. Next show we'll have somebody to try to explain a little of that to us, and that is Ramon from Ghost Houston.
Right. Well, he said, I can't say that it's a for sure thing, but he did say yes for sure that he do want to be on the show and he wants to definitely
Okay,
do
that's
it.
perfect. Maybe he can give us
Right.
some enlightenment.
Right. Absolutely.
right.
So, but you know, I like the thing that she talked about the children, you know, because children are always being haunted. They got a movie, so many movies there's so many different things from these particular entities that contact these children. When we speak about the movie Poltergeist, the center of that was the little girl.
Mhm.
Okay. There's the movie Come Play, and those entities are contacting a little artistic boy. I mean, then you have the movie something The Dark or something. They always seem to actually contact these children. And you know, you made a statement about, you know, sight with our eyes, but there's more to it than that, in my opinion. You know, and I think that we probably need to take a look at this. What are children? Do children rationalize?
I think children are more perceptive to the shit.
Right.
You
But
know what I'm saying?
open minds about it.
right.
That's what I think. Yeah.
They do not rationalize. They don't do that. They go, oh my God, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
The moment they get old enough to say, did that happen to me? It don't happen.
Because they come tell you like it's reality to them. When it
There you
happens to
go.
them, they speak to you like, okay, yeah, this is real. I wasn't
There you go.
dreaming. It wasn't. Yeah, this
Right.
is real.
Right. And
They don't be on the fence about it. Like
Right.
we just we had to try to figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
does this really happen?
You blow them off, tell them, shut the hell up, go
Yeah.
back to sleep.
Right. Right.
You better go back in that room.
See, that's the
Right
other
in the
thing.
room with a ghost.
Yes, yeah, you better go.
Right. But that's
No, you can't
that's-
have no night light.
That's the other thing. Those kids don't never tell you. Because
No, they do tell you.
they realistically, the kids don't tell you, even in those movies.
Well, I'm talking about in real life.
And-
I mean, because
but
my
see-
daughter actually told me.
Your daughter told you that, and that's one person. But realistically, a lot of the children don't say it. They don't come out and tell. They don't say that unless it's something very simple, like you're passing by some little the donut shop or something, and the kids see the donut and say, "Oh, Jimmy wants a donut," you know, and you're like, "Who is Jimmy?" And the whole time you've been living with Jimmy at the house as a ghost. You know what I mean? That's kind of how they do it. You know, they have these things. They just don't say anything because in their mind, it's a fact. There is no.
I gotta disagree with that because especially like speaking on black kids, they gonna fucking tell you. If they seen something fucking horrifying or scary, they gonna tell you exactly what the fuck they seen. I mean, because I had experiences when I was a kid and I wasn't afraid to go tell my, hey mama, look, this is the fuck I seen. Come check this shit out. I didn't say nothing like Jimmy want a donut. I was just like, mama, I'm fucking scared to sleep in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because I think kids do actually talk about it.
Do you think possibly?
And we just blow it off. You know what I'm saying? You might be saying that because we probably blow them off and like, oh, shut the fuck up. You didn't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough.
So you think they like a kid has a bad dream? You think they could actually have an experience? You know, like it was something paranormal.
Is it the mind of a kid or is it really paranormal, Jay?
There is no in between with the child. That's their whole. That's why they see things the way they do. There is no in between. To them, what happens is fact. There is no rationalization. You know what I mean? They don't rationalize any of that stuff. To them, it's fact. A lot of the children won't say anything, you know, because what do? What Trent just said, that didn't happen. Go walk away. So the kid doesn't.
Go back to bed or
Go
whatever.
to bed or whatever. Yeah, the kid doesn't.
Or you've been watching too many scary movies.
Yep, that's
Right.
what we always got.
You know,
Yeah.
so the key thing is for us as people, I believe, is that to attack everything as you were a child. Remember how you were, how things were. You didn't try to rationalize this. This can't be happening. Why is this light on? Just it's on. Just that simple. It's on. And when your kid do get the courage or to tell you, listen, don't go, what did you say? Go to bed.
Take your ass to bed.
Right, don't say that. Just listen. You know, I've had someone say, why would you entertain that? Well, it's very important why I would entertain it
Your
because
fucking kid might be terrified and you ignore them.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I'm guilty of that shit because my daughter told me for years that my house is haunted. Yeah, I just,
Dismissed it. Huh?
I dismissed it because I know that side is real and I didn't want to buy into it and have her buy into it too deeply. You know what I'm saying? So,
And that's a whole nother thing. And I think that's the psychology of it all. Yeah. And multiple things that you've said. You pretended it didn't happen or it was nothing because you didn't want to alarm.
I didn't want to scare anybody else in the house.
You didn't want to alarm the other person. And we have to look at that as well because, I mean, that says a lot too because we do try to protect our loved ones, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And for you people at home, you might feel like the people not listening to you, but it could be that situation too. You want to protect your loved ones. You don't want them scared, you know? So there you have it.
Exactly. So I think we had a wrap on this one.
Man, it's been a great time seeing you guys and hope to see you again on our next episode. But my name is JH.
And I'm Trent A. Johnson.
And Urban Paranormal. We out.
Peace.
Brought to you by DSB Media.